What's the feeling on your team right now?
They're confident and they're sure they're going to win.
Congratulations to you for getting here, and we hope you have a great game.
Thank you very much, Frank.
Thank you. Dennis Wurzel, the head football coach. And right now, coming up to me, join me right over here, the head coach of the Gordon Tech Rams, Tom Wienecke. And Tom, congratulations on getting here. How's your squad?
Pretty good, Frank. Thanks a lot. We're healthy. We had a couple. Bernie Lyons was hurt earlier in the week, but he came back, iced his knee up. He should be ready to go. He's about 80%. The wind's a little tough today, but we're going to try to throw the ball a little bit and put it in the air.
I'll tell you what, if a squad gets its enthusiasm from its coach, your team's going to be really pumped up. I can sense it in you.
Well, I am. I got it going, and that's what we got to play. We have to play with enthusiasm. Otherwise, we're just a mediocre team.
What is the biggest problem that Revis presents to you?
Their ball control, their ability to run 9, 10, 11 plays in a row, run 6 or 7 minutes off the clock, and have your offense sitting on the bench. We got to take it to them a little bit, try to get a score on the board, and get them out of their normal offensive game plan and make them go with the big play.
You've got a dynamite football team, and we're happy that you're here tonight. Good luck to you.
Thanks, Frank. I really appreciate it.
Tom Wienecke, the great head coach of Gordon Tech. We have a beauty in the 6A division. We're going to have it for you in just a moment. Now let's go upstairs with Tom Stocker.
Thank you very much, Frank. Coach Harold Samorian of Glenbrook North High School. These are the guys that are in your division, Class 6A. And I know you've been saying, and you've heard a lot about these two ball clubs. Could you find, I don't want to say could you find a better matchup, but it certainly is, without a doubt, a great matchup. Contrasting styles of offense, good defense, standout performers on both sides at Gordon Tech. We'll go into that a lot later. I will also go back to Gordon Tech's history, 1974. They went to the semifinals against and losing to a very tough East St. Louis senior team, a team that featured great Tim McAvoy. His brother, Pat, is now the defensive standout, one of two fine linebackers that Gordon Tech has, the other being Todd Nelmark. And so, the telecast. Ladies and gentlemen, here are the starting lineups for tonight's ball game. First, the starting offensive unit for the Rams of Revis. The head coach, Dennis Wurzel. Starting at left end, number 84, a 6'1", 175-pound senior, Tom McGoldrick. At left tackle, a 5'11", 185-pound senior, Jim Jarmus. At left guard, a 5'11", 162-pound junior, Tom Miskey. At center, number 58, a 5'8", 185-pound junior, Walter Lewandowski. At right guard, number 61, a 5'10", 175-pound senior, Paul Panagos. At right tackle, number 70, 6'1", 195-pound senior, Fred Coco. At right end, number 80, a 6'2", 187-pound senior, Mark Bart. At quarterback, number 10, a 6'3", 190-pound senior, Bill Fahey. At halfback, number 24, a 5'11", 185-pound senior, Clinton Schmidt. At running back, number 45, a 6', 190-pound senior, Jim DeBow. And at running back, number 39, a 6', 195-pound senior, Dan Badovanak. The offensive unit of the Rams of Revis. The starting defensive unit for the Rams of Chicago Gordon Tech High School. The head coach, Tom Wienecke. At linebacker, number 82, a 6'1", 206-pound senior, Bernie Lyons. At tackle, number 61, a 6', 180-pound junior, Bill Stuckey. At middle guard, number 87, a 6', 185-pound junior, Tim Jacobs. At right end, number 79, a 6'3", 225-pound junior, Ron Plants. At linebacker, number 19, a 6'3", 180-pound junior, Kevin Jennings. At linebacker, number 76, a 6'1", 190-pound senior, Todd Nelmark. At linebacker, number 40, a 6'2", 205-pound senior, Pat McAvoy. At defensive back, number 22, a 5'7", 175-pound senior, Kerry Lewandowski. At defensive back, number 46, a 5'9", 170-pound senior, Tim O'Brien. At defensive back, number 33, a 5'6", 150-pound senior, Marty Calkins. And at safety, number 26, a 5'11", 170-pound senior, Pete Moe. The starting defense for the Rams of Gordon Tech. So we have now set the stage. The exciting Class 6A panel, the Rams of Revis against the Rams of Gordon Tech. And I guess when you have a pair of Rams going at it, you ought to expect a lot of headbutting out there. Ought to be a physical, exciting ball game. Undefeated Revis, once defeated Gordon Tech. We'll be ready for the kickoff in just a moment. One of your network sponsors is Country Companies Insurance. Robert Lavelle, and he is up across the 20 to the 23-yard line where the Rams will take it over 1st and 10. Let's take a look now how the Rams of Revis got to this championship game. In the first round, Gordon Tech, they defeated number 1 New Trerice 14-0. In the quarterfinals, they defeated Buffalo Grove 13-7, then defeated Lane Tech in the semifinals 15-8. As for the Rams offense, it's 1st and 10. At their own 22-yard line, Bill Fahey is the quarterback. Running backs in and I. Badovanak, number 39, the fullback. The running back, number 49, Jim DeBow, their leading runner. In motion, that is Clint Schmidt. The handoff goes to DeBow, number 45, and he is up to the 25-yard line. 10-0. 2nd and 7 for Revis at its own 25. Again, Schmidt goes in motion. Badovanak slices through off the left side and gets up to the 30. Correction, DeBow. Number 45, DeBow. 39 is Badovanak. As for the season, the Revis Rams have scored 303 points a game, 25, just 10. 3rd and 3. DeBow off the left side, and I don't think he has enough for the first down.
I don't believe so. Revis is in their 5-4 defense, but they just brought everybody up very, very close.
Illinois State University in Normal. First down, 33-yard line. Rams of Revis in dark blue over light blue. Fahey sends DeBow in motion this time, but the handoff goes up the middle, and twisting and turning his way is Badovanak, the All-State fullback. And he turned his way for about 4 or 5 yards through the 37. And again, the handoff goes on that fullback. He battles, twist and turn. It seems like the twist and turns become a successful runner, Coach.
It certainly has, because you get those feet planted to those legs, keep driving, and you slice your way through.
It is 2nd and 5 at the Revis 37. Tailback DeBow, straight ahead. 1, maybe 2. On the tackle, 79, Ron Plant, and number 19, Kevin Jennings. He's been a surprise story in himself this year. 8:58 to go, first quarter. Revis on its first drive of the game. DeBow in motion, keeping it as Fahey, and he cannot turn the corner against a couple of the Rams at the 40-yard line.
Excellent pursuit again that time by Gordon Tech, and of course they got here by defense.
Jerry Schnee was telling us of the great right linebacker Pat McAvoy of Gordon Tech and how active and mobile he is and what a good job he does.
We'll be seeing a lot of McAvoy before this night is over, I guarantee you. Back to punt, number 46, Dennis Kopp. Back at his own 30, gets away a good punt. And it takes a Gordon Tech bounce, now takes a Revis bounce, and it's finally down at the Gordon Tech 41, where the Rams will take it over 1st and 10, 8:01 to go, opening quarter, no score. Gordon Tech about to go on its first offensive drive of the game.
Beat DeKalb 10-7 in the 4A, and Mount Carmel won the 5A title over Hinsdale South 15-10.
Referees take a timeout for a helmet adjustment on one of the defensive linemen for Revis. Right off the bat, Coach Samorian, in the first formation, we see 2 men split out wide to weak side and just 1 man back in the backfield for quarterback Dave Dietz.
They got what we call a double wing, double slot.
First and 10 in the row, 41, the handoff up the middle to Dave DeGan. He is still on his feet, finally brought down in Revis territory at about the 46-47, a first down for Gordon Tech.
This is one thing Revis cannot afford to do, is let them run up the middle, particularly on just a straight little dive play like this. Just straight blocking.
You see how Nick Cook came in there and actually over-pursued. He came in so far that by the time he came in, number 66, DeGan, down, it's first and 10. 7:17 to go first quarter. Already a first down for Gordon Tech. Backs it an eye. It's the draw to Leroy Foster, and he's got a lot of running room to the 40-yard line before he's finally shoved down by a host of Revis Rams. That has been one of the most effective plays for Gordon Tech this year, that draw to Foster, because with Dietz's ability to run and pass, the ends.
Yes.
Take a look at the play, a beautifully executed play. He follows the block of the center.
Does an excellent job. It's a sprint draw type of thing, and that's the one he ran for a touchdown against Buffalo Grove, 46 yards.
And it's second down and short, 2nd and 3 for Gordon Tech. In motion goes Brad Luzak, but penalty markers fly.
I think we got two people in motion.
Up in Canada, that'd be totally legal,
Oh,
but not here in the IHSA. We have offsides.
Offside, someone must have lined up offside then, because normally that would be an illegal procedure penalty. Two people in motion, someone must have lined up offside. He's going to throw the football. He's going to do it this quarter, I'm sure.
Waiting now for Dietz to put up the football for the first time. Gordon Tech has yet to pass. Two successful running plays. 2nd and 8. Again, the draw, and this time, Mr. Leroy Foster goes absolutely nowhere. Fired up with the tackle is number 56, and I think he's fired up about making that stop. Beautiful play.
I think he is too, boy. He came across that line of scrimmage.
It's back to the 48-yard line, a loss of 3. It's now 3rd and 11. And I think this time we'll see Mr. Dietz go to the air. Drops straight back, looks to the near side of the field. Oh, the throwing is intended receiver Dave DeGan on the near side at the 45-yard line. Brings a 4th down, and Gordon Tech's going to give the football back to Revis.
You better get ready to play football, because Tech is already on the field ready to punt the football. This is one thing in which they do. They hurry up out there. They get ready to play, and so the other team better get ready to receive.
Dennis Kopp waits at his own 9-yard line. The punter, number 19, Kevin Jennings, at his own 39. Low snap. Gets it away. No problem with the wind to his back. It takes a big bounce, and it's going to go all the way to the end zone and out to the 20-yard line with Stauffer Chemical Company.
Why should you?
The Gordon Tech Ram mascot. How about that, huh?
Balls also.
5:15 to go. Revis has it, starting this drive from its own 20, 1st and 10. Bill Fahey is the quarterback. Backs it on either Badovanak and DeBow. Badovanak 39, and he gets the call. Bumps off one of his own blockers and is stopped at the 20-yard line for no gain. Number 50, Bob Cazzini, backup nose guard, in to make the stop for Gordon Tech. And they're going to give him a yard on the scoreboard, 2nd and 9. Coach, control that ball, eat the clock. Keep the ball away from Dave Dietz and Leroy Foster of Gordon Tech. 2nd and 9. It is Badovanak, the 6-foot even, 195-pound senior, battles his way off the left side of the offensive line and gets up to the 25-yard line, make it the 24. Gain of 2 on the play.
He's a real workhorse out there, and of course he plays both offense and defense, so he's got to be a superbly conditioned athlete.
And an all-stater, one of the best in the state. One of the reasons why Revis is in this ball game tonight here at Hancock Stadium. No score on the scoreboard. Revis with its 2nd offensive drive of the evening. Whistle blows, penalty. I thought I heard a whistle, but the play goes.
That's one of their favorite plays there. They fake that little pass. Quarterback stands up, fakes the pass, and then just hands off to the fullback, hitting up in there. It's kind of just like a little delayed draw. Quick draw.
Revis High School's assistant coaches.
The Pekin and Peoria area probably remember Herbie Robb. He was a quarterback over there at Pekin High School many years ago.
4th down and 5. Back to punt. Dennis Kopp, number 46, gets the boot away from his own 16-yard line. And a fair catch called for by Ricky Smith. It's free. It's anybody's football. Gordon Tech has it in its own 34, I believe. I think Kevin Jennings, number 19, made the recovery back at the 34, and it was dangerous. We almost had our first big break of the football game, and instead it's just a scare for Gordon Tech. And those Rams have taken over as we take a look. Bounced right off the receiver, Smith.
Well, he didn't cradle the ball coming down like you have to on most punt situations. You have to allow for the cradle in there, allow the ball to settle into it.
And that ball may have knuckleballed a little bit going into that win. 3:19 to go, first quarter, no score. Gordon Tech on offense, 1st and 10 at the Ram 35. Dietz wants to throw. Completes it near side of the field to Edson Dehaus. He's out of bounds at the 40. Knocked out of bounds by 46. Dennis Kopp, the defensive back.
Dietz did an excellent job that time. I felt he had a little pressure. He just kept on rolling. Here we see it on the replay. He wanted to throw there, kept rolling out. Wait till the man got open and hit him.
Little comeback pass.
Gordon Tech's come out, guns out and firing, and Burbank realizes they've got to stop Dietz.
It was a gain of 4 on that last play on 2nd and 6. Dietz is rolling to the far side of the field, overthrows an intended receiver across the way. And that was Alvin Jones, number 86, a 5'7", 145-pound junior. Not a lot of meat in his bones, but he's been able to make the play for the Rams.
And he really was open, wasn't he?
He's an excellent pass receiver. And don't be surprised if you see Dietz dumping the ball off to Leroy Foster after he makes the initial fake to him.
Foster has been a key cog in the success in the latter part of the season for Gordon Tech. It's 3rd and 6 at the Gordon Tech 39. Dietz going. It is complete on the far side to Jerome Kinsey. He's got some running room, and he's finally shouldered out of bounds at the 38-yard line on the far side of the field by John Gray, the safety man.
The Gordon Tech Rams are really fired up now. Just a little. Here we see the replay.
You couldn't ask for anybody.
Right on the button. Right on the button. And Kinsey makes a nice run with it after he receives the ball.
Dietz a really good-looking passer.
1st and 10 at the Revis 39-yard line. In motion goes Luzak to give up the middle to Foster. He trips up at the 40-yard line. I think he was tripped up by number 80, Mark Barth, after a gain of only about a yard. Foster, a little bitty mighty mite. Number 45 is only 5'5", 150 pounds, and a junior. Dietz is a junior. 2nd down, long yardage. One man in the backfield, that is Tagon. 2 men wide out to each side. The give is to Tagon. He powers his way and bulldozes his way down to the 21. Make it the 31.
In talking to Tom Wienecke, he feels that Tagon is one heck of a football player. He's just a power runner, as you can see on the replay. Boom, he hits one, bounces off another one. Excellent balance and just keeps on moving.
He's only 5'9", but he packs 185 pounds on his frame, and he runs with some authority.
Yes, sir, he runs.
As it's 3rd and 4 on the Revis 33. That's where they spotted the ball. Same formation. A couple of men out wide each side. Tagon, the one man in the backfield behind Dave Dietz. Fakes to Tagon. Dietz keeps, spins, and he does not have enough for the 1st down. He's up to the 30. But they had to get almost to the 29-yard line for the 1st down. It'll bring up the 4th and short. Raymond Cook, the defensive right end, makes the stop. And Dietz keeps it all the way, Coach.
Here come 4 substitutes in. I don't know what they took Foster out. They took their pass receivers out. They're going to power eye offense.
Dietz says all his fullbacks in the backfield. The give is to number 45, Leroy Foster, and he is close to the 1st down, but the officials are going to have a tricky spot on this one. Revis thinks it stopped him.
I don't think he made it.
They're definitely going to measure this one. In fact, with the way the ball is spotted, nope, they're not even going to measure it. They're going to say first down, Revis.
Right on the 30-yard line.
So defense has already played its first key role of the football game.
Defense is the name of the game.
Game through the season on defense, and they are tough. Now they've got the football.
Exactly a minute to go, first quarter. Revis first and 10 from its own 30. Straight ahead, the carry goes. And it's Clint Schmidt, number 24, the flanker back.
Revis has got to let this clock run a little bit more, just not get in too much of a hurry, so that the wind will shift. I mean, they at the end of the quarter, they'll shift ends of the field. So they can't get in too much of a hurry here to get on the fourth down situation.
2nd and 5 after that 5-yard gain as Revis goes into a power I set. Pitch back goes to 24, Clint Schmidt. He's got some room around the far side, and he is up first down yardage and a couple of more up to the 43-yard line, and a first down Revis. The Rams keep the drive alive with just 21 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Revis coming back to the weak side, and old Dennis Wurzel is really fired up over there. He went about 4 feet off the ground on that last play.
Watch right off as Fahey pitches it back to Schmidt, who follows the pulling guard, 61, Paul Panagos, who came over from the right guard position to lead the interference on the left side. 7 seconds ago, they get the play off. Straight ahead to the 46-yard line. And we have the horn signaling the end. Some of the Gordon Tech cheering section here at Hancock Stadium, Illinois State University, on a cool and brisk and windy night during the Class 6A championship. 2nd and 6 as we pick up action for Revis. The ball on their own 47-yard line. They give us to DePau. He's got a hole, and he is inside the 50, the 45 to the 43-yard line. A nice alley of running room.
Yes, sir. They're hitting that power off tackle play or the outside belly play. And Revis calls this their roll play. Got 2 backs in front of him. There he comes through the hole. You see 2 backs in front. One will kick out the defensive end. The other leads up through the hole.
Marty Calkins, number 33, finally made the stop. It is a first down.
When we get a chance, let's look at Gordon Tech's defense. They shift out of a stack, cause a little confusion for the other team.
On the Gordon Tech 43, the give is to Schmidt.
Good penetration by the defense that time. And as Frank mentioned, Gordon Tech does come out of a stacked defense. What they're doing, they're keying offensive players to see where they go. And they're actually playing man-to-man defense up front as well as in the secondary sometimes.
The linebacker's the heart of the Gordon Tech defense. Tim, Pat McAvoy, Tim is his older brother, has been the heart of the defense. Todd Nelmark played tackle for Gordon Tech last year. 2nd and 9 for Revis on the Tech 42. Fahey wants to throw, plenty of time, dumps it up over the middle, and it's intercepted by Marty Calkins. Deflected off the hands of Mark Barth, and scooping it up just before it hit the turf was Marty Calkins, a 5'6", 150-pound senior. Let's take a look at this one. Plenty of time.
Plenty of time to throw, and I think it caught everybody by surprise. Hit him right in the hands.
And so Gordon Tech gets the first turnover of the football game on defense. And the Rams have it 1st and 10 at their own 32. The Rams of Gordon Tech, that is, against the Rams of Revis. Gates wants to throw right off the bat, completes it near side to Jerome Kinsey. He slips down at the 36-yard line. Over to cover on the play was the Raymond Cook, number 89.
They haven't gotten a D yet, but they're going to start. Well, they did put some pressure on him that time. You'll see. He just gets that ball away, and he's going to get popped right there.
On the rush was Gus Carmeris, number 63, the linebacker.
As we said before, Revis uses a multiple defense. You'll see 4, 5, 6 men up front.
From the 36, 2nd and 6, Gordon Tech. Draw to Foster, and he is up to the 42. Again, a big hole in the left side of the line for Leroy Foster, and he just dashes out there. He is so quick, so deceptive.
Well, they're measuring here for the first down. Foster was a rugby player when Tom Wienecke first saw him, and he invited him out to come out to the football team, and he's certainly glad that he did.
He's lightning.
He certainly is lightning. He's a tough little kid.
Good quote from Tom Wienecke about Foster. Little mighty might, he's got 10 tons of guts. And I guess you have to when you're going up against guys that are good.
Actually, these two teams aren't as large as the 5A teams that we had. But they look very, very quick defensively and offensively both.
Even in the first down department so far, 9:34 to go, second quarter. Gordon Tech first and 10 on its own 42. Each gives right up the middle to Takan. And he chops and churns his way to the 46. On the tackle, Mark Barth, number 80, also coming up, 36 linebacker Robert Manini.
They're running the outside dive with Takan. They're not blocking the linebacker out there, hoping the linebacker will go for an outside fake. And that's why Takan has been so successful on this play all year.
Gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd and 6 from the 46. The pitch back to Foster. And he can't get anywhere trying to go around the left side as he's stacked up at the 46 for no gain.
You can see there where Revis is 7 shutouts out of its 12 victories. They're just sparkling on defense.
The Rams are swarming all over the place. You'll see it on the replay. They run a lead option out here. See the lead back Takan out in front. But you see 4, 5, 6 blue-colored jerseys around that football.
Revis has scored well over 300 points this season, allowing just 51 and 12 games. On 3rd and 6. Deach throwing. It is batted around, and it is going to be ruled incomplete.
Incomplete.
First, Edson Dejas had it. Then 39 came up. Dan Badovanak, he had it. He couldn't hold on to it. And it was the proverbial hot potato on a cold night in Bloomington.
It was a hot potato, and it was bouncing around, and Revis almost picked it off. Now Gordon Tech has to punt into that wind, and we said that's really a factor. It hasn't died down one bit.
Kevin Jennings at his own 33. No rush put on by Revis as that bounces past their man, picking it up and being dropped at the 23-yard line is number 46, Dennis Kopp. And so the ball changes hands. 8:01 to go, second quarter. No score between Revis and Gordon Tech. One of your network sponsors is Country Companies Insurance. Punt. Revis takes over as so far the snaps from center pretty much dead even. Gordon Tech leads by 1. But we have no score on the scoreboard. 6-8 championship battle. The Rams of Revis taking over 1st and 10 on their own 22-yard line. Fahey, the quarterback, sprints out to the far side, decides to keep it, and is forced out of bounds. It looks like at about the 26-yard line. Number 19, Kevin Jennings, the weak side end on defense, comes over to make the play. Jennings, sort of a surprise for this ball club. He's a lanky kid, only 6', 380 pounds. In the New Trier game, he was right on top of Huff, their quarterback, all afternoon.
That particular play, Fahey has the option to run or pass it. None of his linemen go downfield. Just the eligible pass receivers are downfield, so he can either run or pass the football.
Fahey gained 4 on the last carry at 2nd and 6, and the give is to 45 to Bow, and he goes straight up the middle and has about 4 or 5 yards, or he's pulled down at the 36-yard line by Gordon Tech.
Power I formation again. That time they hit off tackle again, kicking out with the first back and sending the second back through the hole.
Just about 7.5 minutes to go. A brisk, windy night in Bloomington Normal. Hancock Stadium, the site. Our 6th championship game in the IHSA tournament in these 2 days. Culminates with the big guys, the big schools. A 3rd and short. And they're going to hand it off, and it is DeBow, and he slams into the right side, and I think he's got enough for the first down. Will they unpile the bodies and untangle the arms and legs and see where that football lies?
Gordon Tech did an excellent job. Revis did an excellent job that time. Their offensive linemen, you'll watch on the replay that they closed their splits down.
And it is enough for the first down, but just by about an inch or 2.
So that did not allow any penetration from Gordon Tech's defensive people.
So spot the ball down at the Revis 33-yard line where the Rams have new life on the drive, 1st and 10. 3rd down conversion so far tonight. Revis 50%, Gordon Tech 25%.
Took a little math, huh, Stocker?
My math teachers may be surprised I was able to figure that out. Interception. Number 2 of the night for Marty Calkins. He's up to the 35-yard line. Second pickoff of the night for number 33, Marty Calkins. Right there Johnny on the spot.
The pass was just a little underthrown. If he'd lofted the ball instead of throwing it at a 45-degree angle. He should have thrown it at a 45-degree angle. Just loft it out there and let him run down underneath it. He tried to throw it on the string, and it was intercepted.
We'll be right back. No score, 6:36 to go in the ball game. We'll keep it right here. Let's keep it right here. Keep it right here. 1st and 10. Dietz wants to throw, under pressure. He's out of the pocket, keeps it near side, bumps heads, and is forced out of bounds near sidelines, 35-yard line. Knocking him out of bounds, 36. Robert Manini, the linebacker. Well, let's see if that interception may be the first break of the game that leads to a score. Still no score. A defensive struggle, as we figured it would be.
Got equipment time.
We have an equipment timeout on the field. We'll take a break right here. 6:21 to go. No score between Revis and Gordon Tech. One of your network sponsors is Stauffer Chemical Company. 6:21 to go. The ball on the Revis 35-yard line. They're coming off of another interception, their second of the night. No score on the scoreboard. Dave Dietz, a 56% passer in 9 games on the regular season. On the season, including the playoffs, 51%. But it's a running play straight ahead down to the 33-yard line. And the ball carrier is number 38, Dave Tagan. Dan Badovanek, fine running back himself, made the tackle on defense.
Here we see the replay. Ooh, they double-teamed Badovanek. And he still came in to help out on the tackle.
I imagine you'll see a lot of double teaming on a guy of the caliber of Dan Badovanek. 5:51 to go. Dietz wants to throw. Looks to the far side. It's open. Wide open is Kinsey. And he is at the 22-yard line. First down, Gordon Tech. First serious threat of the night. Right now, the Rams of Gordon Tech are on the move.
Dietz drilled that thing. He put it right on the money. Here it comes again. Just a little roll-in pattern. Puts it right on the money.
Kinsey ran a really good route, and he has good hands. He had that ball all the way. He was really fired up when he was making that cut.
Kinsey, the leading receiver on the Rams this year. On the season, 33 catches for 404 yards. 1 touchdown, averaging 12.2 yards every time he caught the football. From the 21, 1st and 10, Dietz to the air again. It is complete, and falling down immediately is Jerome Kinsey. At about the 18-yard line, we'll call it a gain of 3 yards on the play for 2nd and 7. And it looked like Kinsey had some room this time, Coach.
He had a little running room, but he slipped on the surface out there, as you can see. He had to come back just a little bit to the ball.
Trying to cover on that play.
3 receptions for 22 yards for Jerome Kinsey.
4 minutes, 50 seconds to go in the first half. No score, but Gordon Tech threatening on the Revis 18, where it's 2nd and 7. Dietz on the long count. The pitch back to Foster. He's got a blocker in Tagan. Cuts behind him and gets inside the 15 to the 14-yard line.
They're definitely in 4-down territory, and they're starting to smell that goal line right now. They're going for it. Here we see it again on replay. Pitch out. And Tagan is an excellent blocker as well as being a good fullback.
On the season, Foster's averaging 4.52 yards a carry. Tonight, unofficially, 7 times he's toted the football for 20 yards. It's 3rd and 3 from the Revis 14-yard line. 4 minutes to go. Play action fake by Dietz. Throws it, and it's to Tagan. And he is dropped at the 8-yard line. Covering on the plate, Dennis Kopp and Badovanek. And it's at the 8-yard line.
At the 8-yard line, he's got the first down. Here we see Dietz did an excellent job again as you see him rolling out, getting some pressure, keeps rolling, throws. Tagan bobbles the ball but hangs on. He's going to pick up the first down.
I'll tell you what, the Gordon Tech receivers are doing a heck of a job getting themselves open. As they break the huddle, it's 1st and goal from the 9. Tagan and Foster, the backs behind Dietz. It goes to Tagan through the left side, and he bulldozes his way to about the 6 or 7. Or is that 7 and 6? when you're getting down there? I don't know.
When they get down that close. I'll tell you one other thing that Gordon Tech is doing an excellent job on. Their receivers downfield are throwing blocks on the defensive backs of the Revis Rams. So if they ever do break one of those, they're going to score on it.
Now, in the entire season, Dietz attempted 124 passes. Attempted only 40 in the playoff games. So they're opening up the offense wide up right now as Foster rambles his way down close to the goal line. He's down at the 1. Because Winicky told me, said we were a passing team during the year, but we got very conservative in the playoff as we see Foster cutting just outside that block and diving ahead. 5-5, you can squirt under those guys.
Excellent blocking again in there. Now they're going to be in a power eye set.
Dietz fumbles the ball, and he'll recover it, but it's going to be a loss back to about the 9 or 10 yard line. A loss of about 6 yards on the play, and a key mistake that could cost Gordon Tech points, either a field goal or
they want to run the power play again, and you see he bobbles it as he comes out. He gets the ball too low.
It sets up a 4th and goal from the 9.
There would be some type of roll action, I would imagine, coming this way, or the sprint draw, either one.
On 4th down,
the roll action.
Dietz is rolling. He throws in the end zone, just off the fingertips of the intended receiver, Ed Sunday-House, the flanker back. Just led him a little bit too much. A bad break for Gordon Tech. 1:49 to go in the first half. No score between Gordon Tech and Revis. One of your network sponsors is DeKalb Ag Research. The moments of the first half of the 6A championship game. Tom Stocker here along with Frank Bassoni and Sam Simorian from Glenbrook North High School as Revis gets the ball over on downs at its own 9 yard line where it's 1st and 10. Gordon Tech went for the TD on 4th and goal. Pass was just incomplete as the running play gets about 3 yards to the 12. And getting off the bottom of the pile is Jim DeBow, number 45. A 6-foot-even, 190-pound senior, the leading ball carrier for Revis this year, who carried the ball for 707 yards, a 5.5 yard per carry average. Bow has also scored 17 touchdowns in 1980.
Gordon Tech wisely taking another time out here to see if they can set up another situation where Revis might have to punt that ball from deep in their own territory.
Indication of what Revis has done this year as far as offense. The Rams are averaging 193 yards a game on the ground, while only 50 yards through the air. Their total offense per game through 12 games, 243 yards a contest. We've got 1:37 to go in the first half. No score in a defensive battle. Only 2 turnovers, but we've had a couple of key fumbles there for Gordon Tech as well.
Congratulations. Super job. Okay. It'll be our second halftime interview. I hope it doesn't.
As the Rams of Revis break the huddle, 2nd and 7 from their own 12. Power eye backfield. Back to the first man, give it to Bow, bumps his way off one of his own blockers and lunges ahead to about the 14-yard line. And where Gordon Tech calls a timeout to try to stop the clock. See if they can force a punt as the 3rd down play is upcoming, but if they can stop them on 3rd down, get the football back, they'd probably get it in good field position and have a chance perhaps to put some points on the board. Gordon Tech obviously has to be disappointed in coming away from that drive, costing itself points with that key fumble.
I'm sure that they are very disappointed, but they haven't lost their composure out there. They're still playing good defense, and Gordon Tech, as you can see, they're well coached. They took those timeouts. They want to get the football back again because they feel that they can move it down the field.
You know, during the season, 2 teams ranked predominantly number 1 for most of the year in the big schools were New Trier East and Buffalo Grove. Well, in the playoffs first round, Gordon Tech knocked off New Trier East 14-0. And in the quarterfinal game, they knocked off Buffalo Grove 13-7. And New Trier East coach Chick Chakowski said they beat the heck out of us with their defense. Talking about Gordon Tech. It's Revis's ball, 3rd and 5 on their own 14. Minute and a half to go, 2nd quarter, no score in the 6A championship game. Clint Schmidt tries to dance his way and break free, but cannot escape the grasp of Todd Belmark, number 76. We'll see what Schmidt tries to do here as it's sort of a crossbuck action in the back field.
It's a little inside crossbuck. Yes, that's what it is. The right guard pulls, and the fullback's going to fill his hole, and then the power I back comes back the other way. Talking about Chick and Nutria East. Nutria East, of course, ended up playing 4 ball games in the space of 2 weeks because they did have a teacher strike. And
right. Yeah.
Gordon Tech does come at you, like he says. They are a good physical team. They play good, solid football all the way around. They do not make very many mistakes.
Back at his own 2-yard line in the shadow of his own goalpost is number 46, Dennis Kopp. And he'll punt the way as Gordon Tech tries for the return. It's Ricky Smith calling for the fair catch, letting it bounce. And it's down at the Revis 38-yard line. Not a very good punt at all.
No, sir, and particularly the fact that they did have the wind with them. They didn't get that ball away, and Gordon Tech still has 1 minute and 14 seconds left to move the ball down.
They're going against a pretty stiff wind, estimated to be between 10 and 15 miles an hour on the field, and it gusts up probably to over 20 as Dietz drops back, looks to the side of the field. He's in trouble, and he is dropped back at the 49-yard line. A good defensive play. Robert Manini, the linebacker. One-on-one play.
If you want to see a quick 2-minute offense, you're going to see it here.
51 seconds, and the clock is running. A loss of 12 yards. It's 2nd and 22, back on the Revis 48. Leroy Foster on the draw, gets a couple. 63, Gus Carmeris in on the stop, as well as Manini. Couple of linebackers. Gain of 2, it's 3rd and 20. The clock winding down, 26 seconds to go, first half.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised if they did not gain on this one for Revis to call a timeout.
3rd and forever. As Dietz drops straight back. Throws it up, near sidelines, looking for some Dejas. Incomplete, penalty marker is down.
That's going to be offensive pass interference, I believe. I think it'll be offensive pass interference. The defensive man did an excellent job staying with him.
It was number 11, John Gray, covering on the play. The penalty marker is at the 20. It is offensive pass interference.
That's here. Here we see it on the replay.
He puts it up for grabs, going for Sendejas.
He had him there, but the Revis player played the ball very well. He played him on the inside the ball, so the pass receiver had to go through him in order to get the football, and he just pushed off.
And so that stops the clock with 7 seconds to go in the second quarter. As they march the ball all the way back to the Gordon Tech 38-yard line. The first time the football's been that far back in Gordon Tech territory in quite a while.
It should be 4th down because, should be 4th down, loss of down on offensive pass interference.
Well, we'll see. Revis trying to set up a return as dropping back is number 34, Robert Lavelle. He's on the near side of the field. As back to punt is Kevin Jennings.
Punt.
It's a short one.
Call timeout right away. Nope,
bounces
they're not
straight up.
get it.
It's at the 48, but not enough time for any plays to be run off. And so we have reached halftime here in the Class 6A championship battle. And as we talked about at the head of the show, Coach Sam Samorian, a defensive struggle, 0-0 is the score right now.
Defense is what got him there, and defense is what's going to keep him in the football game, as you can see, boy. Both teams have moved the football.
Well, I think be aware of it, but if I was a parent, the one thing I would do would be insist my child lifted weights with his legs and forget about his arms so he looks good at a swimming pool. The thing that will give a kid better performance, but most importantly keep him out of the hospital, is if he lifts weights with his legs.
Doctor, these playoffs have been affected by injuries.
Well, not as you'd really think. It seems as the kids anymore are so concerned with total season and total body conditioning that as we get into these playoffs, we're not seeing the injuries we thought we would. And the state has kept very good tab on that, so that it's really a safe thing that they're doing.
From a standpoint of medicine, is there any equipment changes that you'd like to see?
Real quick, and you know, it's gonna be a nail biter, I think, right down to the finish.
What should our fans look for as a turning point in a football game like this?
Well, I think, you know, a key to the game is going to be the kicking game, and also which team's going to make the turnover. It's going to cost them. And, you know, Revis made some turnovers early that I thought was going to turn around and come back and haunt them, but they got out of it themselves.
Playing in a windstorm like this changes your strategy a little bit too, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, it does. You know, you can't do a whole lot going into the wind, but once you get the wind, you know, you seem to want to open it up more, and both teams have shown that so far.
Dan Darlington, the head coach of Morris. Before you leave, I want to unzip your jacket. I want to show the fans that thing's already made up, the 1983 A champions. Look at that, folks, the Morris Redskins.
I'd also like to say hi to my two boys at home, Michael and John and Angie.
God love you.
I told them I would.
Okay, thanks very much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, that's Dan Darlington from Morris. That's our halftime right down here right now. Let's go back up to town soccer.
All right, Frank, good job down at halftime. Very cold field down there. That wind just rips right through and gets you right down to the bone. The Gordon Tech marching band out on the field right now, and although that is Gordon Tech's mascot out there, it could probably go for either team since they both have the same nicknames. 0-0 score. Defensive struggle. And take a look now at unofficial stats from the first half. Revis has done everything on the ground. No surprise there. Gordon Tech 51 yards in the air and the 57 yards on the ground. All of Revis's 77 yards of offense came via the rush. Total offense for Gordon Tech 108 yards. First downs, pretty even count. Number of plays, Gordon Tech's had the ball for 8 more snaps. Turnovers, Revis with 2, both on interceptions. And a possession, time of possession, lopsided. 15 minutes and 10 seconds for Gordon Tech, 8 minutes, 50 seconds for Revis. That, I guess, is the most surprising statistic to me is I didn't realize that Gordon Tech had the football that long on the field and come away with no points.
Well, that certainly is a surprising statistic because of the way they do throw the ball. But those 2 big turnovers, Revis was moving the ball pretty well when they committed those 2 errors, throwing that ball. And Gordon Tech, as we said, is a good defensive team. I don't think their secondary's been tested yet. And I would think in the second half that Revis probably will not throw the ball like they have in the first half.
We just been handed the individual statistics for the first half officially from the IHSA. The leading runner for Revis is Jim DeBow with 33 yards and 9 carries. His longest run 11 yards. Clint Schmidt has 15 yards and 4 carries. Leading runner for Gordon Tech is Dave Degon with 26 yards and 5 carries. His longest play has been 12. Roy Foster has toted the ball 9 times for 23 yards. Passing, Bill Fahey for Revis, no completions out of 2 attempts. Dave Dietz has tried to throw the ball 10 times, completed 6 for 48 yards. The receptions for Gordon Tech, Kinsey has 4 for 38. Sendejas and Tagan both have 1 catch each for 5 yards. Punting, Kopp for Revis, 23 yards a kick in 3 kicks. For Gordon Tech, Kevin Jennings is averaging 31.3 yards a punt through 3 punts. What we saw in the first half is the stats showing an even ball game with the exception of time of possession. And we talked about a defensive struggle, 6-0 ball game possibly, 3-0 ball game possibly. And we haven't even begun to talk about, which is the definite possibility should the defenses continue to play this way, of possibly an overtime ball game. And you've been involved in those, I know that.
Well, I'll tell you, they scare the heck out of you. You play 48 minutes of football, and then you come right down, and you put the ball on the 10-yard line, and you get 4 shots at it, and then you got to hold the other team. So certainly that's got to be in the back of your mind. It won't be later on in the ball game, of course, in the middle of the 4th quarter, if nothing has happened by then. I'll tell you, that Gordon Tech band is really getting these folks fired up. That mascot is moving all over the place out there. He got more moves than Leroy Foster showed me. I don't know if it's a he or she, but it's moving. I assume it's a he.
Interesting story. We talked to the head of the show about Revis head coach Dennis Wurzel. Well, back in his high school days at Gordon Tech, class of 1958, he was known as Weasel Wurzel when he was an all-state quarterback at Gordon Tech in '57. He switched to end and caught a game-winning touchdown with 2 minutes left to upset defending city champion Leo 7-6 in the Catholic League playoffs. Now, on that Leo team was a linebacker named Tom Winnecke, who's now Gordon Tech's head coach. Wurzel says, "Never forget that I wouldn't be where he is today had not gone to Gordon Tech." One of your network sponsors is McCall Bag Research.
Button heads, they just extend their arms and shook hands and said, "May the best Ram win," I guess.
And now there you see them coming out of the field from the locker room, getting ready for the 3rd quarter. no score, and it's going to be one heck of a final 24 minutes of football here at Illinois State University's Hancock Stadium. I'm Tom Stalker, along with Frank Fasoni and Glenbrook North coach Sam Samorian, as we're bringing you, for some stations, our third telecast of the day for IHSA football today. We brought you action today in Class 4A, 5A, and 6A. A lot of tradition at that school.
Awful lot of tradition. Of course, they have something like 2,600 boys there, and when you have an all-boys school, you can do a lot of things different than you can when you have the young ladies present. There's nothing to distract you, so you have to keep your mind on your work a little bit.
Oh, that is a coach talking to you. I tell you, that is a coach through and through. Okay, we're going to go down to the field to have a few words of wisdom from the head coach of Gordon Tech.
The Gordon Tech Rams back on the field. Their head coach, Tom Wienecke. Tom, what are you going to do differently, if anything, in the second half?
Not much. I think you saw our double slot. We tried to open it up a little bit. We got them out where we want to get them. We just got to get the ball in the end zone. Quarterback pulled away a little too soon. We fumbled a snap down there, and we had the ball on the 2-yard line. That put us out of field goal range, and we dropped the ball in the end zone. Our defense is playing real well. They turned the ball over in real good field position for us. We just got to get the thing in the end zone, eliminate a couple of minimal mistakes, and we'll be okay.
What about the key now? What do you see it as the halftime has gone by? The defenses have played well. There's no score.
Well, obviously, both defenses are going to continue to play well. The win's going to be a factor. I don't know if they've elected the kickoff or receive yet. The win will be a factor in that fourth quarter, but I think we proved we can move the ball against the win. So, again, I'm looking for us to come on top.
We're looking forward to it. Congratulations and good luck.
Thank you very much, Frank.
Tom Wienecke of Gordon Tech, and now let's go back upstairs. We're ready for the second half.
Any break could be the one.
Any break, interception, a fumble, you had to fumble down on the goal line or near the goal line, which probably cost Gordon Tech a touchdown there. You had pass interception from Revis when they were starting to move the ball well. So any type of break in this type of ball game will do it for you.
Revis last weekend in the semifinal game against Hoffman Estates Conant limited Conant to just 6 first downs and 128 yards in total offense. The Revis Rams defense recovered 2 fumbles, intercepted 3 passes. So you see, that's just an example of the kind of defense Revis has played. Of course, Gordon Tech beating teams like Buffalo Grove and New Trier East. No slouches either as we are underway in the third quarter. Revis with the ball. John Gray trying to find room, still trying to cut wide at the 25, 30, and runs out of bounds right at the 33-yard line where Revis will take it over, 1st and 10. Looked like he wasn't going to go anywhere.
Well, he did an awful lot of running. He just kept moving laterally until he found a hole.
Eventually, he decided to say, to heck with going through him, let's try going around him.
He tried to go around him and cautiously over there.
Finally coming up.
Finally got out of bounds. Good run back. He ran an awful long ways to get that run back.
Ricky Smith was the man that forced them out of bounds. 1st and 10 now. First play of the third quarter for Revis. At its own 33-yard line, in motion goes Schmidt to the far side of the field. Give is to 45 DuVal. He never had possession of it, finally firmed up on it just as he was hit at the line of scrimmage for maybe a gain.
I think there was a mix-up in the backfield here. I really do. He did juggle a ball in there. And as we mentioned, a fumble or a pass interception is going to be the key. Some type of break is going to be the key in this ball game.
First 2 games today, we saw the first 2 minutes or 3 minutes of the third quarter be the moments of the entire ball game. Let's see what happens today. In motion goes DuVal, but penalty markers fly, and I think Revis took too much time. Yep, they did, so march it back 5. Sit in 2nd and 10, and it'll be 2nd and 15, going back to the Revis 28-yard line.
A ball control team cannot make that type of mistake, particularly going into the wind. So now it'll be 2nd and about 15, and when you're trying to live by the run, you cannot make that type of mistake.
And referee Todd Search makes the indication, delay of game. First penalty chalked off against Revis, 5 yards. 11-13 left to go, third quarter. No score on the board. Revis has the ball at its own 28. 2nd and 15, in motion goes DuVal to the far side. And the plays run to that side as keeping it is Fahey. He is dragged down from behind. Pat McAvoy, number 40, the linebacker, comes up and makes the play. I don't think there was any way that Fahey was going to get out of the grasp, I should say, of 6'2", 205-pound senior McAvoy.
Excellent defensive play by McAvoy. Played his position well.
Was not taken by the fake at all.
No.
So a loss of 4 yards on the tackle by McAvoy. Gives Revis a 3rd and 19 at its own 24. Right now, Revis going the wrong way. They've lost 9 yards the last 2 plays. Penalty and a sack. Fahey looks to the side. Wide open and complete at the 35-yard line to number 34, Robert Lavelle. Are they going to say it's complete, or did he catch it out of bounds?
No signal yet. They're putting the ball down as a completed pass.
Not 34, but it was to 84, Tom McGoldrick. I thought I saw the ball skip off the turf. Let's see. No.
The question was whether he dropped the ball after he received it or not. I think that's what Gordon was saying, that he had dropped the ball after he'd gotten it. There was no signal from the officials immediately on it. They checked it out. They gave him the ball complete. That gets him a little bit deeper upfield, so on the punting situation here, they should be able to get the ball away without too much of a problem.
Kopp waiting back at his own 23-yard line to boot the ball away to Gordon Tech. Back to receive it, number 20, Ricky Smith, and another delay of game penalty against Revis as the Rams continue to go towards their own goal line. Been penalized twice for 5 yards each, a 4-yard sack, so that adds up to 14 yards towards their own goal line.
Again, you can't make that type of mistake, particularly when you're going to kick into the wind.
And that is going to undoubtedly give Gordon Tech great field position on this punt, as Kopp is now back up to his own 17. On the near side, number 20, Ricky Smith, waits for the football. Number 33, Marty Calkins, is on the far hash marks. Back at the Gordon Tech 48, and he gets the kick away, and it was deflected. It was deflected.
79.
It was by Ron Plants. Number 79 came through and got a paw on that ball, I tell you.
Yes, sir. He came up over the back blocker there. You'll see it on the replay. He'll come up over the deep blocker, the personal protector, and he'll just get his left arm on it, I believe.
He just jumps. He didn't penetrate past the blocker.
No, he came up over the top of the blocker.
Right
there. It is right there. He got his left arm on it.
And that gives Gordon Tech the ball. 1st and 10 at the Revis 40-yard line. 9:18 to go, 3rd quarter. Backs it an eye. Tagon the fullback. Foster the tailback. A man split out wide each side as Dietz looks to the open side of the field. It is complete, and a good grab at the 32-yard line by Jerome Kinsey. A diving catch. About 8 yards on that catch.
We've mentioned before, Jerome has been their leading receiver all year. You'll see it on the replay here. Dietz hums that thing right out there. Kinsey comes back and really makes a nice grab on it.
And you can't fault at all the coverage of Kopp, as Kinsey has got 5 catches now for the night, 47 yards.
Well covered. Here we see a double slot situation for Gordon.
Tagon's the solo man in the backfield. 2 men split out wide to each side. It is to Tagon, who powers his way up the middle. Gets inside the 30 to the 27-yard line, 28-yard line of Revis. Another 1st down, and the Rams of Gordon Tech have got themselves some momentum right now thanks to that deflected punt, which gave them the ball in excellent field position.
They're starting to smell it.
1st down so far. Gordon Tech leads 6-4. And you can see right off the bat just by that statistic that not a lot of offense has been generated here so far. It is 1st and 10 from the 28. Quick pass far side complete to Edson Dejas. And he is dropped at the 23.
That ball left Dietz's hand before the pass receiver made his cut. It's definitely a timing pattern. Excellent pass, good reception. We'll see it on the replay.
Good for 5 yards.
Ball. You see, he threw that ball. He let loose the ball before the pass receiver had even turned upfield.
Gain of 5 on the play. 2nd and 5 from the Revis 23-yard line. Dietz looks to this side of the field, and he overthrows the intended receiver on the near sidelines.
Dietz put the ball exactly where he wanted to put it, out of bounds, because the receiver was well covered. Smart play on his part.
For Alvin Jones, number 86, covering on the play. Mark Barth, number 80. 7.5 minutes to go, 3rd quarter, still no score, but the best chance of this half so far for Gordon Tech. They had a good shot. As we see Dave Dietz's passing stats so far, completed 8 of 13 for 61 yards. Gordon Tech played a lot more conservative football in the 3 playoff games, but Wienecke says, I'm pulling out all the stops tonight as that running play is stacked up by Revis. Running away with the football is one of the Rams.
I was very surprised on that particular play. They had 2 wideouts on each side, double wing, double slot. Now, you watch Dietz, the quarterback, as he comes back in here, you'll see that he's aiding the runner from behind, as you can see, and I was surprised that the official might call that.
It brings up a 4th down situation for Gordon Tech, 4th and 5 at the Revis 23. And the Rams are saying, the heck with the field goal, we're going to go and try to get the first down. Sendejas is split out wide to the left side as Dietz drops back, looks to the far side of the field. It is incomplete. No, it is complete.
It's complete. It's complete. It'll be a first down.
It is. It is a first down to 86 Alvin Jones. I thought he juggled it and lost it. Dietz going to the far side. Jones had it. Juggled it. I thought he might have been jarred loose on the jarring hit by John Gray, number 11. But he managed to hold onto the football. Good concentration by the 6-foot, 160-pound junior Kinsey. 6.5 minutes to go. Near side. Pass is complete at the 14-yard line to Tim Jacobs, number 87. John Gray on that stop. A gain on the play of only about 2 or 3 yards, as it's just a little wide out pattern for the open side of the field.
See on the replay there that Dovniak almost got him before he got that football away. Came from his left linebacker position.
But it's at the 15, correction, make it the 13-yard line of Revis, where it's 2nd down and 8. Splitting out wide to the open side of the field is 88 Kinsey. Number 80 Sendejas is split out on the close side of the field, the near side. Backs in a 9. Dietz decides to keep, and he's going to be dropped for a loss of maybe a yard. Number 89, Raymond Cook, grabbed him from behind and rode him down to the AstroTurf.
I really think that there was a mix-up in the backfield that time. I think Dietz looked like he wanted to hand the ball off on that sprint draw play. Here we see it on the replay. Oh, see?
There was nobody there.
Yeah, there was nobody there, and I think they wanted to run the sprint draw.
So it looks like Gordon Tech has been making. They did in the 2nd quarter, and they have so far here a couple of mental mistakes. And they've been in scoring position. 3rd and 9 from the Revis 14. 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Dietz throwing over the head of 2 receivers he had at the 5-yard line. He had Brad Luzak, and just inside of him, he had Alvin Jones.
A lot of pressure put on that time by Paul Panagos, who really came in and dumped Dietz after he got rid of the football.
That brings up a 4th and long, 4th and 9, and they're definitely going to go for the field goal this time as number 15, Brad Luzak, comes in, sets the tee down at the Revis 21. It'll be a 31-yard attempt. The wind to his back, and he's straight dead away.
Dietz is the holder, though.
The kick is up.
It's short.
And it's no good.
Didn't even reach the crossbar.
That was John Laframboise, not Luzak, but Laframboise. Luzak was the holder, but nonetheless, whatever, the field goal was short. And so Revis comes away. 4:48 to go, 3rd quarter action. No score between Revis and Gordon Tech. One of your network sponsors is Country Companies Insurance. Back to live action in the 3rd quarter as Revis has already run 2 plays from scrimmage. They've moved the ball up to their own 28-yard line with a couple of running plays, as they have stayed with the run all the way through this football game. In the Class 5A game, Mount Carmel never threw a pass. And although Revis has attempted 2 passes so far tonight, they are likewise ground-oriented in their attack. The give goes to DePau, and he is hit hard by linebacker Todd Nelmark and stacked up for
He's got the
a gain
first down.
of 1, but I think he's got the out. They're going to mark it right square on the 30-yard line, which will give a first down for Revis.
Tom, a little bit ago, there was a field goal attempt made. The fans might be interested to know that the longest field goal in championship playoff games, 47 yards by Lonnie Miner of Murfreesboro in '78 against Alton Marquette.
First down number 5 for the Rams. Revis against 7 for Gordon Tech. 3:21 to go. Revis trying to get his ball control offense in gear and get into the other end of the field. It's been a long time since the Rams have seen Gordon Tech territory. Up the middle, it's Badovanak, and he is stacked up at the 32. McAvoy, number 40. Jennings, number 19, making the stop. As we see a couple of quality ball players as Badovanak gets the handoff. And number 40, Pat McAvoy, makes the stop, assisted by Nelmark, who rode off the block well.
McAvoy is especially good against the run. He's mobile, he's strong, he really is hard-hitting.
We still have no score. The Class 6A championship game as Burbank Revis has it 2nd and 7 on the 33. The give to DePaul. And he is to the 38.
They just run their power outside belly. That time they ran toward the motion side.
Kevin Jennings on the stop. Not a very flashy offense, not a very particularly exciting offense by Revis. Straight, grind them out. 3 yards in a cloud of plastic dust.
Yes.
Offense.
They're getting a little more than 3 yards on that, and as long as they keep doing it, they might as well. They've been successful with it all year, so they're going to do it again.
Neither team particularly successful so far on third down conversions. Let's see what Revis does on 3rd and 2. It is to DePaul. He's got the first down, and then a couple of yards more as he's up to the 43. Revis is finally starting to put things together.
Excellent call that time. They had a power eye left, and they split it. What they did, they split their backs. The power back on the left side went to his left, and the other 2 backs went to the right.
And so the drive has extended life now for Revis. 1st and 10. A minute 37 to go. Schmidt's statistics. I think my mouth just froze up.
17 yards and 5 carries.
Thank you. 1st and 10. It is DePaul again. Fumble. I think Revis got it back.
If they did, it was Fahey.
It was. They're really going back and falling on the football. Bill Fahey, after it was jarred loose from Jim DeVal. We're going to take a look at this one again and see the hard tackle by Gordon Tech's defense.
Boom, right there. Helmet came right in on the ball, and the ball was jarred loose, and there's Fahey, the quarterback, following the play, and dives on the football.
Obama jarred the ball loose. Kerry Lewandowski, number 22. Pat McAvoy also helping out on that play with 50 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Still no score in this football game. Play action fake. And Fahey's going to keep it, and he is met hard by McAvoy and dropped at the 45. What a shot.
Goodness.
That is an NFL shot if I have seen one today.
These 2 football teams, we talked about defense. There is defense at its best. See it on the replay here.
Watch him get ambushed.
We've got a timeout on the field. No score. 33 seconds left to go. 3rd quarter. One of your network sponsors is Stauffer Chemical Company. Well, come away empty. This is the first real show of a drive of any duration by Burbank Revis. As the Rams have it 3rd and a long 7. Ball at the 46-yard line. Back to throw, Fahey, and it is incomplete. Only one receiver in the area. That was Tom McGoldrick, and he was surrounded with orange.
A little underthrown, and now they're going to have to kick the ball into the wind.
Marty Calkins was down there circling around that ball again on defense.
We'll start calling him the buzzer. He just hovers like a hawk around that football. He's already got 2 interceptions tonight. That's number 33, Marty Calkins, who drops back now as a safety to receive the punt from Revis, along with number 20, Ricky Smith. Back to punt it will be Dennis Kopp, number 46, and he's at his own 33.
Against the wind.
Not a good one at all. Low, bouncing Revis's way. Finally down. It'll be at the 35-yard line, officially the 34 of Gordon Tech, with the Rams will take it over 1st and 10. Just 17 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. And I still got to think with a 0-0 score, neither team able to mount much of a drive. And if we don't have any sort of a mistake or turnover, we may very well go into overtime.
Well, that's really be exciting. You might as well fit 3 overtimes in the Class 5A games in the past.
Yates opens it up on this drive, throwing. He's looking for Sendejas. He has it at the 34-yard line. Ed Sendejas stopped finally by Dave Krupa. A beautiful pattern, a pretty play.
He took advantage of the wind on the last play of the quarter
This one you're going to want to look again. A post-type pattern. As we have reached the end now of 3 quarters of play, Gordon Tech is on the move. No score in the championship game. One of your network sponsors is DeKalb Ag Research. 6A championship game, 3rd quarter possession stats right there. Revis has turned it around and had possession more than Gordon Tech. At halftime, it was lopsided in the other direction. But it's Gordon Tech right now, 1st and 10 on the Revis 35-yard line as we begin the 4th and final quarter. Pass play complete, a diving grab by Brad Lusak. Brad Lusak makes the grab.
Here we come on the replay. Dietz hesitates, almost gets picked off. You see the diving catch. You talk about major league catches, Super Bowl catches, there's one right there.
And not to mention clutch catches right now, as we are now in the final 12 minutes. Dietz's passing stats, good. 12 of 18, 116 yards.
He's a dandy.
1st and 10, Revis 21. Dietz looks to the air again, and it is incomplete at the 10-yard line, just over the outstretched arms of a leaping Jerome Kenzie. Covering on the play was Dennis Kopp as we take a look at that one again. This time, a little bit too much muscle on the pass. Good coverage by Kopp, too, right on him. Incomplete pass stops the clock. We've just got 11 minutes, 31 seconds in regulation. We've got to take that in consideration right now, but Gordon Tech's not thinking that at all. They're thinking 6, maybe 7, maybe even 8, as they have it 2nd and 10 at the Revis 21.
Passing formation.
But it's that give to Tagon. They'll do that quite a bit tonight. They have put that lone set back, Dave Tagon, put 2 men wide out to the left, 2 men wide out to the right, and invariably give it to Tagon.
That gives you one-on-one blocking right up in the line, so you don't have to worry too much about shooting linebackers and things like that with that spread forward formation that they're using.
Dennis Wurzel hollering encouragement to his team from the sidelines, pacing the sidelines as he takes on his alma mater.
Here's where it gets binding, right down in here, man. This is the name of the game.
Jones puts out way wide to the right side, but Dietz looks to the other side of the field in the end zone. Broken up, deflected, incomplete. Holy moly. Intended for Edson Dejas, but it was originally broken up. I believe it was Barth, number 80, or...
Must have been Barth.
It was Barth who deflected it.
Couldn't tell whether it was Barth or Krupa, 80 or 88 back there. But whoever it was, Gordon Tech player was behind him, and he just made a super effort.
It looked for all the world like Sendejas was in the end zone for a touchdown. The ball wasn't quite thrown far enough.
He was wide open. It's 4th and 7 from the Revis 18. 4th and 7. The Gordon Tech fans down below, everybody on their feet. Dietz under pressure, throwing. Intercepted by Revis at the 20, at the 15-yard line. Dennis Kopp makes the diving grab. The pass intended for Brad Lusak on the near side, but Revis gets the turnover and shuts the door in Gordon Tech's face.
You talk about exciting football, you've got it right here. Here you see it on the replay.
4th and 7.
Dietz throwing the ball just a little off balance. It was a good enough pass, but...
Well, he underled one receiver, overled another, and he just got caught as Dennis Kopp makes the diving grab to give Revis the ball. 1st and 10 on the Rams 17-yard line. The clock is winding down now with 10:25 left in the 4th quarter. As Fahey decides he wants to go to the air on the post pattern and nowhere near anybody. The closest it came to was 45.
Well, Fahey's ball, he's throwing it too much on the line. If he's going to throw that type of pass, he's got to get the ball up in the air, get it up.
In somewhat of a post-type pattern, but could not make connections. 10:16 to go. Backs in an eye, but Dovanak and Schmidt. Fahey wants to go to the air again. Deflected by McAvoy. Intended for Kopp at the 31.
That McAvoy has been all over the field tonight. From his linebacker position, he drops back 18 yards downfield.
McAvoy, the heart of the Gordon Tech defense. There you see number 40. No chance at all for Revis.
He
on
really
that
is
play.
something special. He's really around that ball, and there was a good pressure put on the quarterback that time. He still got it away.
We've got a timeout call by the Rams of Revis. We've got 10-11 to go in regulation. No score between Gordon Tech and Revis. One of your network sponsors, Country Companies Insurance. I tell you what, the scoreboard operator certainly has not been overworked in this ball game. 0-0, 10-11 to go in regulation as Revis breaks the huddle and faces a 3rd down and 10 at its own 17. Revis has gone to the air the last couple of times. Pass it goes.
He's wide open down here. If he can throw that ball that far.
It's intercept. No, broken
No,
up.
incomplete.
Almost interception number 3 for number 33, Marty Calkins. That pass was thrown by Bill Fahey, the quarterback.
Yes, what they did,
Let's see.
you take it on the replay. There's a substitute quarterback in there.
John Gray.
Throws it out to Fahey, who is set behind the 2 wide receivers out there. And it's a throwback pass.
Almost offensive interference there, Coach.
Could have been. He did not. The offensive receiver did an excellent job of making sure that pass was not intercepted. There's a Gordon Tech man down on the field.
Considering the style of offense of Revis, as we take a look, number 19, Kevin Jennings, is on his back at the 5-yard line. Side end, and everybody runs to his side. He's a tall, lanky guy, 6'3", only 180 pounds, and they figure he's not much to challenge. But in the Nutria Reese game, he was more than up to the challenge, and he's a valuable piece of property for Gordon Tech as they go against this Revis offense. Not for a play or two.
Now Revis has to kick it out now. Gordon Tech did block one partially before. They have the wind at their back. Let's see if he can get off a good kick this time.
Kopp back at his own 5, waiting at midfield. Ray Smith, number 20. Good boot with the wind. Back
Oh, my goodness sake. Oh, my goodness. What a pop.
Gus Carmeris. What a shot. I have not seen a shot in high school football like
He
that.
hit him on the dead run. Right on the dead run.
Somebody get the number of that truck. And the number was 63, Gus Carmeris. I didn't even have the words Kevin Smith out of my mouth. And we saw a major league shot right there. Now that's the kind of play that can really fire up a team.
He can even leap over tall buildings at a single bound out of that. What a belt.
What kind of a role can that play? Psychologically.
I think it's got to be a real psychological boost for Revis. They came down on that thing, and they just popped him. He put the shoulder pad right where it belonged, and I'll tell you, you're lucky that Gordon Tech did not fumble the football.
Smith probably wishes he had called for the fair catch, but it's 1st and 10. Dietz drops straight back. He's going long up the middle.
Could be intercepted.
2-on-1 coverage. It's broken up at the 20-yard line. They were going for Alvin Jones, but double coverage provided by Mark Barth and Dennis Kopp. 2-on-1. And
Watch it
really
on the
wasn't much
replay.
of a chance.
Yeah. And watch, Jones did a real good job of making sure that Revis did not intercept the pass. Watch him go up and strip him, just as a defensive back would strip him, right there. He does not let him make the interception.
Make it Krupa, 88 on the coverage. Dietz, 12 of 21, 117 yards unofficially. 9.5 minutes to go in regulation. We're knotted up at 0-0. 2nd and 10. Gordon Tech from its own 47. Foster on the draw. Squirts his way across the 50 and is knocked down at the 48 of Revis. On the stop, number 11, John Gray. And right now, we're at that point of a game when anything that can happen could be the key in this football game. The darting type Foster, 11 carries, 29 yards, not having the kind of night that he enjoyed somewhat either.
That point of the game is now 8:58 in the 4th. No score. 6A title. 3rd and 5.
Just under 9 minutes to go. Tagan's a lone man in the backfield. He gets the call, and he has a little bit of an opening and manages to get to the 44-yard line before he's stopped by Dave Krupa, number 88.
They ran the fullback trap up the middle that time from with their wide out formation.
It is 4th and just about an exact yard to go. To give us the Foster. He has an opening and then some into the 39-yard line of Revis. What a little pack of dynamite this guy is. 5'5", 150 pounds and a junior. He's not much of a target to try to tackle. Look at him go right by Barth.
Excellent blocks. We mentioned before, Revis is very, very quick defensively. That time, Gordon Tech's line did an excellent job coming off the ball.
Revis not big on the line. 170, 175, 180, 190 across the front four. As it's 1st and 10 from the Revis 39. Dietz trying to go out of the pocket, trips and falls back at the 49. Covering on that play for Burbank was number 59, Sean Keating. And I really don't think it was a Revis player that knocked Dietz down. Nope, he tripped over one of his own blockers. He tripped over the heels of Ed Sendejas, trying to get out of the pocket. Loss on the play of 8 crucial yards at this point of the football game. 2nd and 18 at the 48-yard line of the Revis Rams. The clock ticking, second by second, 7:15 to go in regulation.
Watch the draw. Watch the draw.
And that's what it is. It's Foster, and he gets up just about to the original start of this series for the first downs to the 40-yard line.
When they get in trouble, they're going to go to Old Foster. Here it comes on the replay. It's what we call a lead draw play. Fullback leading up through the hole. Attempts to pick off the linebacker.
41 yards and 13 carries by Foster, and it's 3rd down and about 13 to go for Gordon Tech.
Well, you imagine that Dietz is going to go to the air, and that's what he does. Off the play action fake, pumps once, and puts it up for grabs, batted away by Dave Krupp on the near sidelines. Wide open receivers that Gordon Tech enjoyed in the first half.
Bad punt. It still takes a Gordon Tech bounce, and Revis going to get the ball down on about their own 17 or 18-yard line.
Well, Jennings is the regular punter, and in the punt was Jeff Cumber.
Is their entire defense, and they play an awful lot of good one-on-one coverage.
Very tough to pass against, but that's not the worry of a team like Revis that likes to stay on the ground. But they send DePaus, but way out wide to the near side of the field, right at the hash marks. The fake to Schmidt. Fahey wants to throw. It is complete. Right up the middle. Wide open. Complete to Tom McGoldrick. And just as I start talking about the ground-oriented Revis attack, they go to the air complete for a 1st down and substantial yardage.
Well, he zipped that thing in there.
Yes, he did. There were 5 orange shirts around him, and Fahey just stood right back in that pocket and put it right on the money.
Gain of 17 yards on the play. McGoldrick now 2 catches for 28 yards. Revis trying to get a drive going from their own 36. Again, the fake to Schmidt. Fahey is dragged down from behind at the far sidelines at the 35. Coming over there, 19, Jennings, 61, Bill Stuckey. Gain of, we're going to call it no gain. 2nd and 10. The clock continues to wind down. 5:12 left in regulation. Nobody has scored in this ball game yet.
But we don't leave until we have a winner.
That's right. You keep playing until someone puts points on the board and the other team doesn't.
Somebody call the motel. I'm going to be late tonight, it looks like. High formation. Off the play action. Fahey wants to put it up. And it is almost deflected, almost caught after it was deflected. The intended receiver, Mark Barth, number 80, broken up by Pete Moe, but then Barth almost had it after Moe deflected it. Watch it.
Here we'll see it on the replay. It's deflected by a Gordon Tech player. The Revis player is behind him. There the ball is tipped up in the air.
And right off the right hand. Ooh. Oh, so close, but yes.
Well, Revis may not be known for their passing game, but Fahey's throwing some nice balls out there tonight.
Yes, he has. Here we got the same formation that we had the double pass out of before. Fahey is out here.
Neither team doing well at all in 3rd down conversion. But there you see the pass to Fahey. Fahey, Jennings chasing him. Fahey puts it up, and it is incomplete at the 40-yard line.
Incomplete. We've got a flag.
There again, you saw John Gray, the 2nd time we've seen this play tonight, get in. He's the 2nd-string quarterback.
I believe we're going to have a clip on that.
Gray got in, took the snap, went right back, threw it across the field to Fahey. Fahey was pressured by Jennings one-on-one, He evaded him, threw it into a crowd.
Ineligible man downfield, I believe they call.
Watch it again. There you see Gray to Fahey. Now there is Jennings playing off it, one-on-one, putting the pressure on, and it's thrown into rush hour traffic. So the incomplete pass stops the clock with 4:38 to go. That penalty is marked off.
Ineligible man downfield, but it is not loss of down. The rule was changed, I believe, 2 years ago, and so it is no longer loss of down, but they're still going to lose 15 precious yards on this play.
Penalties for Revis so far, 3-second Revis. One of your network sponsors is Stauffer Chemical Company.
Quackgrass, wild cane, Eradicane in combat.
In the Class 6A championship battle, I'm Tom Stalker along with Frank Pisoni and Coach Sam Samorian from Glenbrook North as Revis breaks the huddle. 3rd and 2 miles, 3rd and 25 to be exact, at the Revis 19-yard line. And the way Fahey's been throwing the football, why not here? Play action.
He's going for everything.
And it's overthrown, trying to find Kopp cutting into the middle at about the Gordon Tech 45. He was all alone amidst 3 Gordon Tech defenders, and so Revis will now kick the football back to Gordon Tech. When will the first break happen?
Well, one of the things Coach Samorian said a few times today, that the punt is the most important play in football. We have 4 minutes and 31 seconds to go, and we're going to have a punt. We have no score.
We have no score, and there's certainly a possibility of a block here, or run back. Bad snap from center. All those things can happen on the punt.
There you see Kopp's stats so far with 6 punts. And he gets this one away under not a lot of pressure. Fair catch called for, and Gordon Tech will start it over. First and 10 at its own 43 as the punt fielded by number 20, Ricky Smith, the man who just a few moments ago was hit by a speeding Mack truck.
You notice that fair catch call. This young man's not too.
I'd say that's an education.
Bright, huh?
That was an education.
And another important statistic to keep an eye on as we get in the final few minutes, the timeouts. Revis just one. Gordon Tech has used just one of its timeouts. Penalty markers down already, and I think somebody's offside. But we will wait for the indication. 4:24 to go, and it's going to be marked off against the Rams of Gordon Tech, offsides. For Gordon Tech, 3rd penalty in the game, 25 yards. So instead of 1st and 10, it's 1st and 15, Gordon Tech. I'm just like the fans at home. I know we're still waiting for that first break, that first something to happen. We've had so many false alarms so far this game.
Could we take just a second and say thanks to the ISU staff and crew, and especially Warren Cruz, the playoff manager. We've been treated very well.
Oh, thank you very much at Illinois State University for treating us royally as Leroy Foster has running room and gets up to the original line of scrimmage, the 45. He sort of snakes his way through. He just...
Yes, he has excellent moves, real good balance. He always keeps running where he belongs, north and south, and he's a real shifty type back.
Sort of like a marble rolling through a bunch of bowling pins.
46 yards in 14 tries.
3:54 to go. 2nd and 9, Gordon Tech from its own 45. Dates on the draw again, the Foster brother. This time he is stopped for about a yard. Number 61 on the stop, Paul Panagos, defensive left tackle. Got him square on and held him to just 1 yard.
Big play right here. We're going to see what's going to happen on 3rd down. If they don't make this 3rd down, you see if they punt the ball or if they're going to go for it.
I keep thinking if they're ever going to do anything else with Foster than just the draw. I know that's been their big play, but we have yet to see Foster run anything but a draw all evening.
They run a draw with him, particularly in a passing type situation, and they once in a while they'll sneak him out right over the middle on a passing play.
In 4 playoff games now, Revis has allowed 10 points.
Dietz in traffic, but gets it away under pressure. It's picked off by Revis. Dennis Kopp at the 30, 35, gets by McAvoy to the 42-yard line. Dennis Kopp with the interception and setting up Revis with what could be the break of the
We're
football.
going to see it on the replay. Here we come. Dietz pressured. Gets the ball away.
And there's Dennis Kopp as he gets by Sendejas. Not McAvoy,
I think that is the closest to midfield that Revis has had the ball the entire second half.
Both teams with 2 interceptions. Calkins has both for Gordon. Kopp now has both interceptions for Revis. First and 10 Rams at their own 43. 2:41 to go. We're still scoreless. On the draw.
That's their quick draw play again, where the quarterback stands up, fakes a pass, and then just hands off to Benovac up the middle.
That was the key play in the win over
Conant.
Right.
Yes, it was.
Wierzall says that's the only play he's ever invented. The quick draw.
Well, I'll tell you, it's a quick one, and it's an excellent play because the defensive linemen have already committed themselves by the time he gets the football.
2nd and 5 at the 48 of Revis. The Rams fumble in the backfield. Loose ball picked up.
That's it.
It is Calkins.
Oh, my God.
Calkins is going to take it in for a touchdown. 6-0 Gordon Tech.
Would you believe that?
Well, would you figure in a defensive struggle that the defense would score the only touchdown so far in the ball game?
They're going to see that replay.
DeVoe never had it. He never had it. Calkins swept in.
He picked it up on the dead run.
It bounced straight up like a basketball. 48 yards on the play. And Gordon Tech is on the board. The first touchdown of the night, 6-0. A minute 59 left to go in the ball game.
We talked earlier about how Calkins is wherever the ball is, and there he was, and that could be the 6A title.
If that would have
He
not
has
been
had-
on artificial turf, if it been on grass, it wouldn't have popped up like that, I don't think. But that's the breaks of the game. We're playing on artificial turf.
Trying for the extra point, John Laframboise. Holding will be Brad Luzak as Gordon Tech goes for 7. Marty Hawkins, number 33. Remember that game because tonight he had 2 interceptions, picked up that fumble which bounced straight back at him and took it 48 yards for the touchdown. A minute 59 to go. Penalty markers fly, and I think Gordon Tech took way too much time.
Speaking of time, 1:59 on the clock as Gordon Tech breaks the ice. Illegal procedure is the call against Tech.
Okay, you're going to still try and kick it, or are you going to go for 2 now?
You're kicking into the wind.
Now it becomes more of a field goal for
Now
Laframboise.
it becomes a 25-yard kick instead of a 15-yard kick.
Unless they fake it.
We'll see.
Excuse me, about 17-yard kick, not 15.
Laframboise kicks it, doesn't get it all, and he shakes it off to the left side. No good. And so, the first break of the game goes late in the game to Gordon Tech. 1:59 to go. The Rams of Gordon Tech lead 6-0. One of your network sponsors is Country Companies. There you see probably the most important stat of the night, especially the 3 by Revis. That third one, a fumble, 48-yard touchdown run by number 33, Marty Calkins of Gordon Tech. The only score in this game, 1:59 to go. Gordon Tech will kick it off, leading 6-0. And what a heartbreaking turn of events for Revis. On the bounce. Bringing it back is number 23 for Revis, and that is Robert Nguida. And he brings it up to his own 30-yard line where the Revis Rams will try to get something on the board. 1st and 10, 1:52 to go. Nguida picks it up, decides not to hand it off to Gray, and he just can't find any place to go. Spotted at the 31, 1st and 10 Revis. The clock winding down, a minute 40. Fahey going to the air, throwing way long. Nobody there for Revis. The only man there for Gordon Tech was Tim O'Brien, number 46. That stops the clock. 1:34. Timeouts remaining. Another important stat. Revis with 2. Gordon Tech can stop the clock once if it wants to, but I know that right now Tom Winecki and the Rams want that clock to move as fast as possible.
A 1 minute and 34-second season.
All boils down to this.
Yeah.
1:34 left.
A defensive ball game, which may very well be won by a defensive play. Fahey throwing, underthrowing his intended receiver. On the far side, that's Mark Barth, number 80.
William Gannon went out with a left ankle injury a little bit ago for Gordon Tech.
You figure when we started back in the middle of August, it all comes down to this ball game right here. 1 minute and 28 seconds left, and this is what high school football is all about, gentlemen. I'll tell you that.
Really down to 2 plays or so, Coach, unless Revis can hit one of these.
Yes.
2 incomplete passes leaves it now 3rd and 10 for Revis. Has it on its own 31-yard line. Backs it alive. Fahey fakes to one running back. Throws, intercepted by Jennings. Jennings on his feet at the 30, heads to the sidelines, runs out of bounds at the 29-yard line, and that will seal the win. Another defensive play.
Yep.
Ices it for Gordon Tech with 1:19 left to go in the game.
Here comes on the replay.
Off the play action. Faking to Schmidt. And talk about throwing in the trap.
Yes, he did. He threw the ball off his back foot too much. He was leaning back away from the play.
This could be an absolutely brilliant team's first loss of the season, Revis, and they played awfully well again here tonight. But the defense was the answer, and Marty Calkins was there, and Gordon Tech took it in.
Yeah, but what happened to Marty Calkins? That's the first turnover he wasn't a part of. But it was the first for Kevin Jennings. And Dave Deach falls on the football as the clock winds down 1 minute 15, and Revis is going to stop it with one of their remaining timeouts. And so a successful 13-game season for Gordon Tech winds down to a big defensive play, a couple of big defensive plays. The offense couldn't score, so the defense said, hey, guys, let's suck it up and let's go score for the offense. And they did it.
Part of coaching right in here. When the other team is ahead of you on the scoreboard, they also have the ball, and you realize that you only have 1 timeout left, and there's not much you can do.
Some assistant coaches for Gordon Tech: John Herster, Jerry Jasinski, John Gruber, Bob Karski, John Urban, Mike Hennessy, Dan Zajac, Bill Hennessy, Bill Wynn, and Mark Polchowski, all helping out the head coach, Tom Wienecke.
Well, for the Gordon Tech Rams, whose season started out back on the 6th of September with a 33-0 defeat of Chicago Lane, they go through an 8-1 regular season. They only lost to Fenwick of Oak Park. Through the playoffs, knocking off such powers as New Trier East, Buffalo Grove, winning the semifinals over Chicago Lane, and where it comes down to the last couple of minutes of play against Burbank Revis. The first Sika West team to ever win a playoff game in state title contention, going all the way to the final game. It looks like they're going to come up short. As you see, Revis has no more timeouts with which to stop the clock. The clock is now under 1 minute, 53 seconds. Right down below us is the Gordon Tech cheering section, and Illinois is going to get just a little bit louder in the next 45 seconds or so.
There's a possibility that Revis still could get the ball back. It's a possibility, I said.
It's 3rd and 17 at the Revis 35, and yeah. The yellow handkerchiefs fly. Too much time for Gordon Tech, but they don't mind.
Nope.
Not at all.
Just depends on after the play starts how long it takes the referee for him to mark that ball.
And down below us, you can hear the strains of We're number one. We're number one, as it indeed looks like Gordon Tech will leave Bloomington, the #1 team in Class 6A, the big guys.
Big guys, you called it, boy, and I'll tell you, this has been one heck of a ball game.
And what also looks like to be the 3rd victory today by a parochial Catholic school. Althoff Catholic won the Class 4A. Mount Carmel of Chicago won the 5A, and we're 30 seconds away from a Gordon Tech victory.
The ball game
Class
is over,
6A.
gentlemen. The ball game's over.
That's
They can't do anything about it.
You see the clock in the upper left corner of your screen melting the season.
Yes, sir.
And winning the 6A championship will be the Rams of Chicago. Gordon Tech around North California Avenue in Chicago. Things are happy.
And we'll count it down.
Old Tommy Wienecke, Whizzer Wienecke.
Look at that scene.
It is all over in Bloomington Normal. The 1980 high school football season in Illinois is has score on a fumble recovery and have won the Class 6A champions. The Rams of Gordon Tech. They went to the semifinals in 1974, led by guys named Dietz and McAvoy. Well, their younger brothers today did what their older brothers couldn't do in 1974. Win the state championship and bring the trophy to Gordon Tech.
The day of champions comes to a close, and we should salute all 12 of the teams that played down here in this fine playoff, and all of these teams in the playoff games played awfully well. We're proud of the competitors and the IHSAs and all the stations along the line for bringing you the game.
And so you can see the crowd on the field celebrating a Gordon Tech state championship. We really want to thank everybody who helped us put together this telecast. All our statisticians and production assistants, the guys in the truck did a great job. Without them, we could not have done it and brought you this exciting football game. So that does it for Illinois high school football for 1980 as Gordon Tech wins it 6-0. Frank Bassoni, Sam Samorian, thank you very much for your help.
Thank you.
Thank you.